Meet the man behind the myth, the original Sabres PR man, Paul Whelan. The year was 1974. The NHL was worried about player tampering from a competing league called the World Hockey Association. So to keep the WHA from stealing prospects, they changed the draft process.
So they had this draft instead of a regular draft in Montreal where you sat around tables like it is now. They did it by phone.
So each team would get the players selected read to them by league president Clarence Campbell individually over the phone, and then they would make their pick.
You had to sit there for maybe an hour and a half each time waiting for your turn to come.
It was a painstaking process.
And the draft went into 2 days, the phone draft. And remember, it's total boredom because you can't hear anything until your turn comes and they announce the names.
So Wayland and general manager Punch Imlach decided to have a little fun to pass the time.
I said, why don't we draft somebody strange? And Imlach said, what do you mean? I said, well, I don't know. And I said, well, how about a Japanese player?
Yes, they made up a player and a backstory, but first they had to come up with a name.
And I remembered Tsujimoto Garden Supplies out on Route 16 in Elma.
And that's when Paul Tsujimoto's father, Joshua, who owned the store, received an unusual phone call.
My dad called me at the bottom of the stairs for dinner, and as I'm walking down the stairs, he says, hey, I just got a call from the Sabres. And I go, oh, really? What did they want? And he said, well, they wanted to know what a Japanese boy's name was. And then they also wanted to know what the term was for saber.
And so in the 11th round, with the 183rd pick overall,
Imlach goes, the Buffalo Sabres select from the Tokyo Katanas, katana meaning saber, Taro Tsujimoto. Well, he had to spell that for Campbell, and that's what we thought was funny. And then we knew that Campbell had to give it to all other teams in the league and had to go through it. Buffalo selects, and they're on Taro, T-A-R-O. All these scouts are looking through their books trying to find a Japanese hockey player.
I thought that was just brilliant. I thought that was funny. It was brilliant.
What happened is that the world bought it.
We're so humbled that our family was part of this whole thing.
And we were carried in the NHL record book as a Taro Tsujimoto for many years until they got so tired of answering questions about it in New York that they finally took it out of the NHL official guide.
But it's firmly entrenched in the unknown stories of Western New York as one of the greatest pranks in sports history.